Hi everyone, welcome back to Maximum Pointsport channel, and I'm super glad to be having this conversation and this match preview with you. It's your girl official MOJ, and today, just as we all know, football lovers, it's the Champions League night, and yes, we're going to be breaking down every game today that is going to be played in the Champions League. Champions League is always full of drama, full of expectations. Many things, many surprises comes with Champions League. So let's dive straight into it. At 6:45 p.m. today, Arsenal will be hosting Slavia Praga. I think Slavia Praha. Yes, Slavia Praha. Today Arsenal will be traveling to the Czech Republic. Aiming to maintain their perfect start and their perfect momentum in Europe. They've been an outstanding club. Everyone can't stress that enough this season. They've won all of the USL features they've got so far this season. And they hope to continue this run at the Czech Republic. So the question now is, will Arsenal still continue the clean sheet, and will their defense still also win them the title, either the Champions League or whatever league they are competing about? So yes, Arsenal are every favorite tonight for this match, and the underdogs, which is the Slavia Praha, I think they might just want to come, make some noise. The home fans advantage is just going to play well for them, and I think Arsenal have traveled so far, to different countries, and they've been able to withstand such pressure. And I'm sure Arsenal fans are everywhere, so they are still going to get some supporters, to also make some noise from them. And the question would just be, will they still maintain the clean sheet, or will Arsenal get the win? For me, I know Arsenal is going to be getting the win against Slavia Praha. And another match is Napoli versus Frankfurt. This is another interesting fixture that is going to be taking place today, 6:45 p.m. And Napoli are just likely to pick the 3 points in this game. I don't see Frankfurt, putting in any effort. But following their loss to Liverpool, that's huge loss. I know they might want to come in, play some beautiful football, press Napoli, and Napoli just also had to take this chance to consolidate their group position, where they have also is currently not quite good enough for them, but they are likely to be the one to win this match. So I'm going to be saying Napoli is going to be scaling through. And then to the remaining features that is going to be starting by 8 p.m. I think, yeah. UEFA, what have you done? Like, this is just a stressful day to watch football because of some interesting features that are taking place, today. We've got the likes of, Monaco, Juventus Sporting CP, we've got the like of Monaco, we've got PSG Bayern, and we've also got Real Madrid versus Liverpool. So it's really unfair to, we football fans, we the fans of football, that we will need to just be navigating. We won't be able to enjoy this game thoroughly. But that's why we are here. We're going to be breaking down some of these games, just so we have expectation. And hopefully by the time the 90 minutes is completed, whatever game we're able to watch, we are still able to keep ourselves updated about the others. So we are going to be going to Monaco, Bodo Glimt. I think Bodo Glimt is our home. Monaco also are favorite to get a good result here. But non-regardless, all these countries, all these underdogs in the UEFA Champions League, you cannot just write them off, especially when they are home. So I would expect Monaco to dominate the game, convert their chances early, and probably just get a win out of this for them to keep their momentum in the Champions League run. Also, we've got Juventus Sporting CP. This is another beautiful match, to look at. I think both teams had got a shaky start, except probably not for Sporting, but Juve being her home, I expect them to put a lot of pressure out there to pick a strong result, and also they could use the advantage of being home and all that. But the question now is, will Juve still show up? Can Sporting also take advantage of probably Juve's error, convert it into their own chances, and get a win out of there? So that's also a beautiful match, to look forward to. And then I think another game today is Tottenham Hotspur versus Copenhagen. Yes, Tottenham as well, being home is supposed to be a very good advantage for them. But because, of their inconsistency that we football fans have seen, sometimes they are not fluid, sometimes they are excellent, sometimes they are just very poor. But I believe, they're going to come here, want to win and all that, and also the loss as well from Chelsea, the clips about how the players also reacted to the club coach. I really hope that has maybe take a positive turn. I hope the boys are filled up with energy. I hope they are ready to, like, come into this competition and keep their hopes high. Perhaps if they think they are losing on the Premier League title. So I will want them to also come, use the home advantage, dominate the game. While as well, I expect Copenhagen, to also probably seek deep, give pressure, want to come and defend and probably just spring forward quickly. So it depends. For me, this game, it depends on who gets the early goal first and who dominates the match is going to win. So I still don't know if Tottenham is going to scale through for this game or Copenhagen might give us a surprise. UCL is always full of surprises. So it's still a shaky word for me. Or perhaps let me just predict a draw for this match. But it won't be looking good at all for Tottenham Hotspur. Moving on will be Olympiacos versus PSV. Yes, Olympiacos also, I believe they'll rely on their midfield. This game is also like looking like a draw for me, and I just don't know. I hope PSV is able to dominate, the possession, and then probably Olympiacos also are able to use their chances early as they had the home fans. So it's just a 50-50 game for me. And then moving on to one of the star match we've got today. Yes, I won't be making this video if I won't be talking about the Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. This is a very big game. I know football lovers are looking forward to after the Real Madrid versus the Liverpool game. It's just so sad that they are playing at the same time. So I really don't know how UEFA, officials thought about it. Probably they thought about, oh, everybody has the capacity of viewing two screens, and it won't be interesting. You're just going to be distracted. You won't be able to soak in the full 90 minutes or perhaps how many minutes they're probably going to use to play. But I think there's little to more we can say. Hopefully, this doesn't repeat itself in the next features. But let us talk about the game. Bayern has been superb this season. 15 wins from 15 games across all competition. And, they've not even drew. That is how superb Vincent Company has been able to make Bayern Munich this season. And, it's so beautiful to watch. They don't look stoppable anytime soon. So the question now is, can Paris Saint-Germain stop these people? Because Paris Saint-Germain also, they are the current champions of the Champions League. Last season they got the Champions League, and they're also looking very sharp. Following the last game, Dembele coming back from injury, getting a goal. Nuno Mendes being informed. This is really a battle for battle fight. I'm so sure, I'm certain this is not going to be a dull game today at all. At all. Like, it's going to be all round entertainment. So, who will be going forward? Who will be advancing? That's the question. And we don't know. We don't know. This is a rivalry match. This is going to be superb. It's Dembele versus, Harry Kane. Who will be taking the first goal? Who is the player that we all are looking forward to? I would love to hear what your prediction for this game will be in the comment section. Who you think the goal scorer might be? What are your FL players? Like your fantasy players, who did you pick? So this is really a game that I really look forward to, and I'm expecting an electric atmosphere at the Parc des Princes Stadium. PSG, I know definitely we want to dominate the match, and I know how strong Bayern Munich has been attacking wise, midfield wise, defensive wise. They've been good, so it's just going to be a game of survivor of the fittest, or it's just going to be probably a draw because, to be very honest, both teams are good, and it's just going to be a very good and entertaining match. So that is all for today, Tuesday's features for the UEFA Champions League. I want you to drop your favorite team, predictions, scores, whatever star players you think might shine in the comment section. Let us know who you are looking forward to in seeing in action today. Let us know, the players you're expecting to turn up and the team you're expecting to get the win. So we'll be talking about tomorrow's fixtures as well. Like I said, it might really be a lot. It's 9 games each day. We would love for you to be up to date. That's why Maximum Point Sport is bringing you this live, and we are to discuss all about football. So tomorrow, the people starting first will be Villarreal versus Pafos FC. This is just going to be like a situation of a David versus Goliath game because going into Cyprus for Villarreal rather, I think Villarreal might probably get the win. But like I said, these underdogs, this small team, they cannot be underestimated. So Villarreal should try to dominate the match, take hold of the possession, convert their chances early, and get the win in order to continue their run. Then Chelsea as well will also be kickstarting early tomorrow by 6:45 p.m. as well. And they are traveling all the way down to Azerbaijan at Karabakh FK Club, and it's a very small stadium. I know for a fact that it is the home fans that will be filled up there. So my question is, with how Chelsea has also not been very consistent in their games, can they withstand that pressure? Can they withstand that noise? Can they convert that into a good game for them? They've been having a good run so far because most of the opponents have been coming down to Stamford Bridge, but they are traveling this far, and can they put up these performances that they have always been doing? Chelsea need to stamp their chances on time. I think if Chelsea want to get a win, there should be minimal errors. Their defender have to be up to par. They need to convert their chances on time. Their forward has to just, don't be stingy with ball. Make the job easier for the defensive midfielders and the holding midfielders as well that are probably releasing ball to you in order for you to get a goal. So moving on is another lot of drama happening by 8 p.m. 6 clubs, I think seven, yes, 7 clubs are going to be playing, or 7 games rather, are going to be happening by 8 p.m. or maybe 9 p.m. ish. I'm quite sorry. I don't really know the exact time now based on time difference and all that. But yeah, Ajax versus Galatasaray is one of the game I'm looking forward to, and the reason is because, of course, I be Niger babe. I'm a Niger boy they represent. He has been disturbing the UEFA Champions League. If you're talking about him, there's no way. If you're talking about Erling Haaland, there's no way you won't talk about him, and that is none other than Victor Osimhen. And I know Ajax is also a very strong side in this European competition, so I know the game is not going to just be too easy for them to win. But I believe that Galatasaray is going to get the win, but it might be tough because Ajax is at home, and Ajax know how to, increase tempo. They know how to create this atmosphere for opponents that whenever they are home, it's kind of just difficult for you to navigate through. But I believe the fighting spirit, the resilient spirit from Galatasaray, and especially from their forward, is going to be coming into handy for them tomorrow to get the win. So probably a 2-1 hedge win for Galatasaray, but I believe Victor Osimhen will strike a goal and eat the net tomorrow. Moving on is another sweet match, which is Benfica versus Bayern Leverkusen. That's another beautiful game, which I really hope will not be boring because I really wish Bayern Leverkusen has been able to get their reading well after losing a lot of players worldwide, last season, this season, and it's really telling a toll of them. They've not really had a beautiful start, but this is Champions League, guys, regardless of what is happening in the league and all that, team comes here, they know what's the badge, you know what the song, the competition is all about. So I look forward to seeing how this game is going to be for both sides. Benfica as well, they've been okay, but I look forward to see how the game is going to be. And we've got Inter Milan versus Carriat. Of course, Inter is going to win this match. I expect domination here. I expect, early press. I expect early converting of chances, but we never can tell. Do not underestimate the underdog. So I know what I'm saying by saying all of this because all of us that are going to be predicting or probably betting, let us bet responsibly. Yeah. So we also have Marcel versus Atlanta. There are a lot of sweet match tomorrow as well. And for this as well, I'm still also be supporting Atlanta because of my boy Ademola Lookman, the AFCON winner. But I'm just gonna look at no. Did I say AFCON winner? No, the African Player of the Year. Yes, I think yes. So for this game, man, I'm expecting goals, but Atlanta has not been feeding me this much. I really wish Ademola was the Ademola that we know last year or 2 years ago and all that. Though he's picking up recently, but I'm super glad he got a goal in the last game they played. But then I don't know, it's shaky for me, but like I said, I'll rely on Atlanta to show up. I'll rely on them to, probably fight for a win and get a win from Marcel. So, two beautiful games as well tomorrow that it is interesting. Firstly, will be let us look at Barcelona versus Club Brugge. Yes, as a Cola fan, Vizca Baka, hello, Ola Barcelona fan, I expect nothing but to win. And Flick must not be unfortunate and lose or draw this match. There is nothing as we drew to get a point. We need to win. If we are serious about getting, trophy this season, we need to take Champions League very, very serious. And huge boost for us. I really hope Joan Garcia is going to start because I know his feet is training, and I hope Lewandowski gets to start, or perhaps even if I thought Ferran Torres is starting, I wouldn't mind because with the milestone he has hit, which is the 50th goal for him for the club, I know he might still want to show up, he might still want to come and perform well and all that. And with the absence of Pedri, please, Femi Lopez, you've been super beautiful over the weekend. Keep being beautiful. Frankie de Jong, keep being great. See, I need all of my players to put on their A game today. In as much as, the opponent we are facing, regardless, we are going to their home. They have advantage, the fans, everything. I want us to please, I know we are the favorite to win this match, but we should win with a statement, not just a scrappy win. I do not want an hypertensive game, Barcelona. So, yes, I am predicting Barcelona to go a 4-0 win. In fact, yes, let us keep clean sheets. Let us go wild. We should be the topic by Thursday, please, that we trashed. I don't want to say Barcelona escaped. We trashed, please. So, Ansi Flick, please kindly get to work, get your, prediction and your starting 11 right. And lastly, it's Man City versus Borussia Dortmund. Erling Haaland is going to be facing Dortmund. Erling Haaland is going to be haunting his former club. Will he actually turn up against his former club? Or will they be able to camp him and Erling Haaland might be missing tomorrow? With his recent form, Erling Haaland goal scoring skills, number of goals he has bagged already this season. Are we going to be seeing a goal also as well from him tomorrow? This is European heavyweight shutdown. Bagam, 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 ring the bell. Grrr. This is a rest zone because Dortmund also, they are superb in the Champions League. They go quite far as the semi-finals and they are really strong in the Champions League. And and in Ireland being their old player, and they meeting again at Manchester City, the Etihad Stadium. It's really going to be very, very intense game for the two team, and it's going to be a tight one. Expect tactical depth, expect high quality of football. This is the part of the game that you will watch. You'll be superb. So I don't really know why most of this game time are clashing. All the special games like this, they ought to have special timing. Perhaps we watch the regular, or let me just say the not so intensified one earlier, and then we focus later at night on this sweet and big fixtures. But regardless, UEFA did that already to us, and we don't have a choice but to soak that in. So that would be the end of the 2 days Champions League features we've got. So I really still want to know what your prediction is for your favorite club or for any other club you think might be playing the Champions League. And if your team is not playing the Champions League, support who you can, appreciate good football and pray for your time next year. So thank you guys for staying true to the end. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel to get notified for when next we are uploading a new video or going live on another section. Until next time, see you guys. Mwah.